maybe in some way they helped you boost that confidence up. And now look at you.
Yeah.
Now you're 700 pounds and you don't give a damn. Wearing an X medium shirt. And I'm joking, though.
An extra medium shirt.
That's a prime example of the fucking 17 brain cells that Tony applies to speaking English.
Let's move on to our topic of the night, or the first one of the night. How far are you from the person you wanted to be when you was a kid? Like, you know, you pictured yourself as a kid growing up, like, and what you wanted to do and where you wanted to be by the time we got to our age. And also, how far are you close to chasing your dream or getting to your dream? And how long should you chase that dream before saying, is this something that's achievable or should I just move on to another dream? I'll start with Doe. So, Doe,
You know,
how far are you from the person you wanted to be when you was a little yee-high child?
you know what's really crazy about this whole thing is that I've come full circle, and I've always wanted to do music and stuff like that as a child, and I've been doing music and DJing and stuff, but I wanted to be on radio. That was like my big thing. I wanted to be a radio DJ. I wanted to speak. And in a lot of ways, I've achieved that by being on this podcast with you guys. And I've been able to listen to my own voice. And for me, it's like my dream job. Like, honestly, that's why I enjoy it so much. I love it. I love just talking and having them conversations.
Shots to that. That's I'm gonna take a shot. I'm gonna take a shot to that. I'm gonna take a fucking shot.
I'm gonna crack open another beer. You can start Pucho. I'll interject later and I'll talk about more stuff, but I really think this is my dream. That's why I don't want it to end, because it's just a dream to me. I can come here every day and I can do this because I think it's cool. I think it's awesome. I loved as a child listening to DJ K Slay, whack ass Funkmaster Flex dropping a billion bombs on the radio, Howard Stern. You see these personalities on radio, and for me, it was a big part of my like coming up. 106 in Park, stuff like that. Just hosting and like doing this whole thing. It's a dream. Dream come true. Look at this.
This man dying up here.
For the audio listeners, Tony just took he has a shotgun casing shell that's double shot. And he just took a double shot of alcohol.
And it hurt him so bad that he had to chug from a bottle of water.
A little sip, not a chug.
Yeah, it was. You had quite the pained face.
So, dope. I guess, I mean, that's pretty dope, though. I mean, you know, it's not exactly what you wanted, but it's in the same realm.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you this, though. How far are you willing to go into chasing that dream? And is there a cutoff? Like, before we did this pod, was there a cutoff for you to not continue that dream?
I think it's very important to never stop chasing your dreams. I think like I'm one of those kind of people, and I think time is like a made up concept, and we think of time in a weird way, and I think time is necessary for everything. You gotta let shit marinate. You gotta let it just be, and it'll catch on to something.
You just contradicted yourself. Maybe I'm drunk, but you said time is not important, and then you went back and said time is important.
I think yes. I think it can be important and not important at the same time. I think it just is the perspective that you're looking at it. I think you know, for me, my DJ stuff didn't connect with people at first, and then out of nowhere my songs will start getting more plays, and then I'll have people from certain areas. Still to this day, Houston, biggest city that I get views from. Then it goes Tampa, Orlando. I don't even know anybody in Tampa or Orlando. So how the fuck did they know? Like they just be knowing me. And everywhere else where I put my stickers. But it's nice. It's nice to see. And I've been doing that since I was 15, 16. So yeah, I've always had dreams of becoming some big DJ that never really panned out. But it's something that I could never stop doing because it was, as much as it was a dream, it was one of my hobbies. It was one of the things I wanted to do as well. It's like playing video games. Like I enjoy doing that. I enjoy DJing. I enjoy listening to music. But there was having these conversations with you guys over these past 10 years since PlayStation 3, it's been good.
I do think though, I kind of agree with you though, like on chasing your dreams and not giving up. But I mean, I always say, when's the cutoff, right?
Okay, so here's the thing. If it's stopping you from paying your bills and it's stopping you from doing things that you need to do, you gotta weigh your options out. You know what I mean? I don't think like at the same time I say, follow your dreams, but if your dreams are making you go broke, or if your dreams are making it so that you can't survive, or like your family is stressed out, you can't pay shit, diapers for the kids, can't take your girlfriend out, I think those things are important as well. And I think you have to balance it, bro. Like if you can't if you can't put that much effort or time into it, then you have to pull it back and like not do it as much, or maybe do it one time a month.
All right, I respect that. I can see where you're coming from. In some ways, I can agree with you as well.
Yo, I love a lot of my friends that I came up rapping with, but yo, if we're I never say stop rapping, but you gotta come to terms that you know what I mean? It's just not gonna happen. And if you want to continue doing this, you got to do it as like a hobby when you can. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And yeah, I agree. Like I said, with some of it, but maybe Pucho might have a different thing on because I know behind the scenes Pucho had his own comments. So Pucho, same question to you. Give it to me.
So I think for a while I was incredibly far from the person I wanted to be, but maybe being on this podcast, I'm building a personality. Maybe I'm getting closer. As a kid, I wanted nothing more than to be a professional wrestler. Okay. I wanted to win a Royal Rumble. I wanted to be the king of the motherfucking ring. I wanted to win WrestleMania. I wanted to be the world heavyweight champion. Okay.
Who did you?
I wanted to wrestle in WWF. I wanted to kick Vince McMahon's ass. I wanted it all. Right, baby?
Who did you picture yourself pinning to win the championship belt? Who was your big title win against?
I don't know. Nah, I never thought that far. The champs be changing. I mean, as a little kid, it was probably like Hulk Hogan, Undertaker, shit like that. But yeah, nah. Bret Hart, and Shawn. Bret Hart was probably my favorite wrestler ever. So Bret Hart's the man.
You can't win a Royal Rumble with a sharpshooter.
You gotta throw them off the ring. But yeah, man. I couldn't have been farther. Okay, but maybe through all this, I build a personality, build the following. Maybe I get make some connections. The Austin Creeds of the world. They're on. He's online. He'd be Twitch streaming. You know what I'm saying? Some other pro wrestlers and stuff. Maybe I make an appearance on WWF one day.
That'd be fire.
WWE now. It's not WWF anymore. I think I got sued.
I would love that.
Xavier Woods, I think, is a streamer or was a streamer for a while.
He's on G4 TV now.
Oh, is he really? Good for him.
He's one of the new hosts for G4 TV. They also relaunched their whole TV. They're going to be on cable, and they're back on YouTube.
Is he Xavier Woods or Austin Creed? Which one's his wrestling name?
Not too sure.
Because we're talking about the same guy.
One of those guys is on there.
He's the pancake guy. They come out the pancakes and throw it into the crowd. I would have been happy to do something like that. You know, I wanted to crack 2 beers and chug them like Stone Cold
Steve Austin, baby.
Would you be happy to receive a pancake in the middle of the crowd, though?
Nah, hell no. That's gross.
I do think though that would be awesome, and it might come true, Pooch. If like we get, let's say we blow up, right? We just fucking have mad subscribers, and we're just fucking just doing it. And then WWE was like, "Yo, we are hosting a WrestleMania of podcasters versus podcasters, 4-way battle royale, and us four would just
Celebrity
be,
deathmatch.
yeah, pretty much, and we'll all be in there, and it's just like Hell in a Cell or tables, ladder, and chairs, and we're fucking. I'll be down. I'll be down to do that shit.
I could pin Hassan, no problem.
He's big, man.
It would take you and Pucho together. Y'all would have to transform and fucking
Imagine Hassan, Destiny. Destiny will be easy.
He's a little man. It sounds like 6'4", 6'5" or something. I mean, he's probably never been in a fight in his life. But he's
Facts.
big, man. Big dudes. They're strong.
Facts. What am I gonna punch him in his kneecaps?
That shit hurts.
Shit, she hit him right. Yeah, you fuck him up quick. So though, when did you give up, or when did you know, or not, Del Pooch? When did you give up, or stop chasing that dream of becoming a wrestler?
Who says that he has? He could still get involved in the amateur wrestling circuit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nah. I don't know. Like pretty early on, I realized, like, you know, like maybe like 6th grade or something. I was like, all right, this isn't real. Okay, this isn't happening. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You know, I'm not being entirely sincere. I guess as a kid, that was my only real dream. For a long time, I'd be like, yeah, I want to be a pro wrestler. Like, but anyways, about the whole how long to chase your dreams, it's a very interesting conversation. I guess I don't romanticize goals in life as dreams. Like, I feel like making it a dream makes it something that you can't change, right? You got like it feels like you're locking in on something that you decided when you were like 12 or whatever. Now that's got to be your thing forever, right? So I mean, I don't know. I don't romanticize the idea of a dream. You know what I mean? I think more of like, what is a goal I want to achieve? You know, and after a while, if that goal seems too unattainable or something along those lines, or like maybe not possible for other reasons, or maybe I achieved it, I get new goals. I set new things I want to hit and things like that. So yeah, I'm not about fighting every day of my life until I become a pro wrestler, because one day I realized I don't actually want to be a pro wrestler. You know what I mean? I thought that was my daughter crying. It's just like the race cars. I live on a strip. They be drag racing on the strip.
Nice.
The eyes that I just made was the eyes of pure terror, of a panic attack that my daughter just woke up, okay? That's a dream. I dream for my daughter not to ever wake up in the middle of the night.
Yeah, that's the worst. But no, yeah. I mean, I guess, you know, you came to a realization when you were like, you know what? Wrestling is not my thing anymore. That was some childhood shit, and, you know, now you're doing other
Pucho
things.
he did the boxing thing for a while, right?
Yeah, he did do boxing.
Yeah, for like a period of my time, from a period of my life, like when I started boxing, I was like 12 years old, right? And for a while, I was like, oh shit, when I turn 18, I want to fight in the Olympics, because the Olympics every 4 years. And when I was 18 was the 08 Olympics, right? So I was like, yep, that's what I want to do. Me and Ray used to go to the boxing gym every day. And that was like our goal for a while. We were like going, training, fighting every single day. But shit happens, you know? Nigga had to get a job, pay bills and shit, you know? So dreams get fucked up sometimes.
Yo, I have a picture of Pucho sitting on a desk from that era. This nigga is so fucking skinny. And at the time you wouldn't think it, because Pucho is Pucho. But like, it's crazy that, yeah, like even I during high school I was actually in shape.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like in those moments, right? You felt like a fat kid.
Yeah.
Right. But then you look back, you're like, actually, I was like, damn, like I was like, for a time period, it was like, if I wanted to just bang out sit-ups like every day for a while, I could have had abs. Like if I wanted it, you know what I mean? But like, and it's like, but at that moment, I felt like that I was overweight, you know what I mean? But it's interesting. Like, it's perspective, right? Because you look back, you know, you used to feel like a fat kid. You look at them old pictures, you're like, I'm a fucking twig in that picture. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's interesting.
What is that song that you have, Doey? Forget, where it's just a bunch of like pictures from like your childhood. Yeah, you were a twig in some of those pictures.
And I had real bad insecurities back then about my weight. It was crazy. It's crazy. You know what I mean? But like, I think that's the importance of like just loving yourself and learning how to love yourself at a young age. I always envied, and I know this is gonna sound weird, but girls in my school that were black and really big, but they really still love themselves like so much. Nobody could tell them that they're ugly or that they're anything. And they were very confident in themselves. And I was like, damn, how come I can't feel like that? How come I can't be fat and like love myself? So it's a long history, but I always admired women like that.
That's fire. And, you know, maybe in some way they helped you boost that confidence up. And now look at you. Yeah. Now you're 700 pounds and you don't give a damn. Wearing an X medium shirt. And I'm joking, though.
An extra medium shirt.
So that's a prime example of the fucking 17 brain cells that Tony applies to speak English.
Jameson's kicking in.
That's 9 on one side and 8 on the other side. He uses his entire brain.
So, Mateo, same question to you. Did you always want to be short your whole life? What was your aspirations?
Wow, that's mean.
My goal was to at least make 5'1", Tony. So, you know, I'll get there next year.
Love you, bro. I'm fucking with y'all short people. All the short people across the world are probably wanting to stab me now. So, we'll go ahead.
Sean,
I fell into what I'm doing now. Like, I'm in the tech world, and I kind of fell into the tech world. I didn't know what the hell I wanted to be. I think I've talked about this on the pod before. I went to college, and I was a psych major actually first.
Yeah.
Decided I didn't want to be a psych major. Then I became an English major. Then I was like, I don't think I actually want to be a teacher. Then I went to philosophy, and I was like, fuck, what do you do with a philosophy degree? I just like arguing with people. And then I became general studies, and then I dropped out of college, and I fell into the tech world. I got this job doing like dial-up and DSL internet support because, you know, I'm older than y'all. So that shit was still around. That could be a job when I first entered the workforce. And just kind of fell into the tech world, man. It made sense. I mean, back in high school, I was all over the place. I was in like the coding academy. I did like the Cisco prep shit. I was in football. I was in baseball. I was all over the fucking place. I was involved in everything.
That's crazy.
So I didn't know. I've spent a lot of time just not knowing what the hell I wanted to do with my life.
And look at you now. You got a fucking nice little crib. You're coding, complaining about half the shit you do at work. I mean, you know, you're living.
He's 5 foot. He'll make that inch any day now.
Do you know, I measured myself against the door the other day, and I think I got. No, I'm kidding.
You got little lines at your fucking shit.
For the audience, I am taller than 5'1". I'm at least 5'2".
Yeah, at least. I could corroborate that story.
I wanted to say Big Sean says that he's going to a chiropractor for like a year and a half, 2 years, and it's made him grow like a foot apparently, like 5 inches or some shit like that, some astronomical number, and everybody's like, yo, you're fucking lying.
No, they do some weird shit. I heard of some shit like that. They pop your back or something, and it just like builds some type of fluid or something that just like stretches your shit out more.
Well, they claim that if you measure yourself in the morning, your height, and then you measure yourself in the evening, your height in the evening is lower because like the gravity throughout the day compressed your spine just enough to make you lose like an inch or so between like waking up and going to sleep.
That's ridiculous.
Damn.
I don't think you're going to get a foot out of you're stretching your spine or anything, but
Yeah, probably not.
Just don't go to a chiropractor, people. If you got any ailments, you need to see most likely a physical therapist.
What's wrong with going to a chiropractor?
It's fake. It's quack science.
Had no idea. My doctor, when I asked my doctor, should I go to a chiropractor? He was like, no, go to a physical therapist. He says chiropractor it's like some fake shit. They got beef. They don't want you to see each other.
They spend millions of dollars lobbying the government in order to be able to call themselves doctors. But they're not doctors. They didn't go to school for 8 years and then do residency and all.
Does that make you a doctor?
Yes, that's actually what makes you a doctor.
So you got to do 8 years?
A medical doctor. Yep, you go to school for 4 years, then you go to medical school for 4 more years.
There's no shortcuts.
Then you go to a hospital and you work in a hospital during your residency, and you work there doing a lot of different things until you kind of ultimately decide on the things you want to specialize in. Then at the end of that, when you get hired by an actual hospital after you finish your residency, I think is when you could call yourself a doctor. Before then, you're not a doctor. And chiropractors only go to school for like 2-4 years, maybe something like that.
Yeah, that's why it was such a big deal back in the 80s when Neil Patrick Harris went and he was like a medical doctor for a while in the 80s.
So the whole world goes to shit, right? The whole world. And we're out there camping and shit. You break your leg and I'm there and I fucking fix it. Do I become the doctor now? Because I fixed you?
I would call you a barber surgeon.
Wow.
Right.
Ain't gonna fix your leg when that shit breaks in the wilderness. I'll tell you
Do
that.
you think
much.
anybody that could like help you with a broken leg is a doctor?
Yeah.
It's called first aid. Like you can learn about this. Like,
Doctors give first aid?
Paramedics do first aid. They're not doctors though.
That's beast. They should be. No, they should. Yeah, what do you mean? Why are you making that face? They're the first ones that get you. Their job.
Doctors?
Yeah. Their job is to keep you alive. Till you get to the hospital.
Their job is to render aid to anyone in a bad situation.
Anybody can render aid. I can render aid to anybody.
You remember when Tony was upset about all the derailments, and now we've been talking about doctors and
Yo,
these are positive- these are positive
hold the
shits.
fuck up. So you're telling me that anyone that can do the Heimlich maneuver is a doctor?
No, they rendering first aid.
So like anyone that could give blow, you can
blow
breathe
job.
air into
Whoa,
somebody.
hey.
What's that shit called when you're
We're
breathing
talking
in
giving a
somebody's
blowjob,
mouth?
Tony.
No,
talking about the tracheotomy
I'm
thing?
saying he's thinking that giving a blowjob is fucking considering a doctor. No,
CPR.
that's
I mean, it could help with blue balls. It could help with if you're backed up. You know what I'm saying? That's rendering.
Yeah, I
first
tell my
aid
wife
to
that
me.
shit all the time. She looks at me like I'm a fucking buffoon. She's like, "That's not
She's
even a
not a
real thing."
doctor.
I was like, "You
She's
don't
not a
got
doctor.
balls. You don't understand. Can't
She's
give
not a
men."
doctor,
Yeah,
Tony.
she's not. She can render this first aid though.
Awkward.
No, it's
So we're gonna stop doing this the subtext and the meta conversation here with the question of when should you stop pursuing your dreams. This conversation came about because Pucho and I both said we have about 2 years we're willing to put into this podcast.
Oh, no,
and
there's no
if we're not
subtext.
seeing any growth, then walking away might be the best thing to do at that point.
Yeah, apparently, they don't, after 2 years, if they don't see anything substantial. Wow. If they don't
Shot
see
got
any,
you.
yeah. If they don't
Basically,
see
some
anything
people are
going
putting
on.
a lot of life hours into the pod, and it may not be worth it. You know,
No, for sure, and I completely understand that.
even though time is meaningless, apparently, or it's fake.
But it's good. It's
felt-
real. It's fake real.
Time. I didn't really. I personally didn't. There's no subtext. This is actually something that I really love doing and enjoy doing it. So there's really no subtext. I didn't mean it like that.
Oh no!
But-
I just meant the entire conversation. Like the premise, the reason this conversation topic came up was because of the outside conversation about time limits on seeing success from this thing, basically.
Yeah.
So, I mean, moving on.
Before we move on, I want to know, Tony,
What?
what dream did you have as a kid?
That's what I was going to. That's what I was trying to get to.
Well, that's what I'm trying to get to. I don't know what you were trying to get to.
Derailment. I'm going to have that button here.
We said moving on. Like we're moving.
Moving on from the bullshit we're
English.
talking about to my shit. Big dog.
English.
But yeah, I had dreams of I had 2, maybe 3 dreams because one got canceled and the other one. So my first dream was always play the NFL. Always wanted to play football.
What position?
Defensive.
Offensive
And
line.
more likely DN.
Yeah, you could be a DE. With your height, you could be a DE.
Tony could be a good right guard.
I could see it.
Big.
But yeah,
Why only right guards and left guards? What's up with that? Somebody's better at doing their right side? I don't get it.
There's the center, and there's the left and right guard, and the left and right tackle. And then I forget what the
tight end floats. He can be on be on the line, off the line, all over the place.
Okay, sorry. I just don't understand football.
they're the guys they defend the quarterback.
yeah.
Okay.
The tight end sometimes defends the quarterback. Sometimes they go out and catch a pass.
Yep. And my mom never signed the paperwork for me to try out. So that shit got canceled. And then being stupid in school and whatever, my grades weren't good for the next year to try out. So that just, I guess, stopped. And then
Your mother might have saved your life.
how?
I mean, maybe what if she signed that paperwork and then you lost the 12 brain cells on one half of your brain that you use for English, and then you just couldn't talk anymore? Like you
As long as I can play, it don't matter. Look at Bobby Boucher.
Sure.
Bobby Boucher got a college degree. He was working on it, man.
But yeah, that was definitely a dream of mine. And then I always wanted to be a contract killer for the government. That was my thing growing up. Maybe, and it could have been playing too much Hitman, but that was my thing. I wanted to get paid to kill people for the government. That was my thing. And that's real. Governments have that shit. I'm think it's not a real thing. Yeah, it was like episode 4. I'm just saying that was one of my dreams. And then
How far are you from that dream?
I'm pretty fucking far. I ain't killed nobody.
I'm telling people to never stop chasing their dreams.
You know, I gave up that dream really quick.
One day you're gonna assassinate someone, champ. Doey believes in you.
Yeah, for real. It might be Doey. Boom, boom, boom.
No, bro.
Nah, I'm
Not
fucking
me.
with you, man. I love you, bro. But no, yeah. So that shit ended quick. But then I always wanted to do like streaming video games. So like that's something that it was a hobby. Like as a kid, I played a lot of video games and I was pretty fucking good at it. You know, playing SOCOM and shit. So I always wanted to stream and do something similar to what we're doing now, which is kind of dope. We're doing it now, you know? So like Doe, that's why I agree with Doe on some of it. Like this is something that's fun and I'm doing it with some of my closest friends. So, you know, kind of living the dream, you know? I mean, right now, my job, I work with general equipments and stuff like that, dewatering pumps and stuff. So I'm fine with my job. You know what I mean? I don't hate my job. I'm advancing in my job. So, and I'm happy and it gives me enough time and money so I can do these kind of hobbies. And who knows? I want this shit to blow up pretty fucking quick. You know, I'm not on this 10-year plan, but I do want this to blow up to where, fuck, maybe I quit my job and this would be a full-time job and, you know, and I can pay you guys. You know? I can pay Lacey because she's our, you know, VP out there. And, you know, we can do this. Why are you laughing so much, though? Like, what is the laughter?
Because your breakdown the other night of what we would each
All right. So, side note, I did a breakdown, right, on the percentage of what everybody's going to get paid. Because I'm the CEO and I started this whole venture. I said that I was going to give myself 60% and that Doe was gonna get
20%,
because he was the first one to come in. He was right on the. He was like, "Yeah, I want to do this. Let's do it." He backed it up. He even helped me with the title and everything. Then the rest will be split between Mateo and Pucho. And only because Pucho didn't want to do this shit. Pucho was against this shit. He didn't want to, but he's doing great. He's doing a fantastic job.
Nigga is keeping the podcast alive single-handedly. The only reason
I don't give
why
Pucho
the
enough credit.
podcast exists.
I don't give Pucho enough credit, but Pucho literally does all of the editing. So all these,
You're gonna give him 5%.
Life goes on though. Unless you want to give us some of your shares, life goes on.
No, I'm nice. I was gonna give Pucho 6, and I'll take the 4.
I would say it's a mischaracterization to say that. I didn't want to do this. The way Tony initially brought this up, it almost sounded like a pity inclusion, and I was like,
A pity?
nah. It just sounded like, yo, since my other shit, didn't really pan out, and maybe we could do something. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not trying to be the like the fucking makeup,
It wasn't like that. I mean, you knew what it was from the get. Like,
Nah, I actually did. I'm telling you what I thought.
Us
right
Four
now.
was the original because remember we all wanted to do our own streaming podcast, and we did one episode.
It's somewhere. It's somewhere.
somewhere,
I need to
and
find that
we
thing,
gotta
but
find
it's
that
somewhere.
shit. But to give out the name, it might get stolen now. But no, don't give out the name.
No, don't give out the
All
fucking
right.
name.
That was a good ass name, but
Out of your mind.
we were gonna be a 4-man streaming podcast, or not stream. Well, yeah, I guess of whatever game we're playing, and it was great. It was fun. We're all in Texas doing it, and that kind of stilled, and we were supposed to jump on that shit years ago, but shit went through the cracks.
Man, we're talking like
15.
2016. This is way pre-pandemic. The pandemic
Yeah.
happened. All the podcasts crept up.
Salud.
So we could have been front of the wave. Okay, missed an opportunity.
Yeah, we definitely.
Same conversation we're having before we hit record.
I still remember
Everybody hit
Tony. I still remember Tony calling me up in tears, just begging me to be on for episode 2. He just said like the magic wasn't there. He needed like just that extra energy. Just crying and begging me
this
to be.
podcast. No, yeah, Mateo wasn't. If you guys go back, Mateo wasn't on the first episode. He came in on the second one. We needed a fourth. Me, Doe, and Pucho were just kind of good, but it was off balance. We needed that. We needed that fourth plant.
That wild card.
Technically, Mateo was on the first episode.
He was not.
The first episode wasn't called the one.
Oh yeah, the first episode was After Hours.
Yeah,
The After Hours.
We were called the After Hours. That was my name that I came up with. And let's just say the one up was the one up. It was the way. It was the way for sure. But yeah, if we're doing contracts and shit, Mateo wasn't there for the first episode, so he gets that other % with Pucho. But I mean, we can work it out later with our lawyers, guys. Don't worry about it. Anyways, but now all joking aside, like these guys do a fantastic job. Pucho literally
Is the heartbeat.
He does the editing. Mateo does the thumbnails and the descriptions and the ideas of the pictures and rips and all the fun little shits. Like the one of me being a turkey, kind of disrespectful.
I don't think-
but I liked it.
Yo, the shit that Mateo has learned to do, his writing was always good. I just never knew his writing was this good. Like single-handedly writing, 10 out of 10. Photoshop skills, didn't know he was gonna have these. Even better. It like created this new form of like us being able to like have conversations.
I'm not gonna lie, Mateo's photoshopping skills made me start doing photoshopping off my Snapchat. So I got like pictures and stuff that I can just rip. And that's how I've been doing it. I mean, you obviously got the program and shit, but you could do it on Snapchat and it's pretty fun. But I do want to learn how to do the editing part of it. Like what Pucho does, because you never know. One day I have to replace him.
Yeah, like if I was getting shot. Remember when I was giving you a phone call earlier, but then you didn't pick up? Tony's one of the few
What did I tell you, Booch?
cowboys who think that the only thing that can stop a bad man with a gun is a good man with a gun. So I was trying to call him to defend my life.
What did I
Even
tell you?
pick up.
What did I tell you? What was my response? Jesus was there. I was like, well, you shouldn't have gotten shot.
Terrible.
That's true. That's interesting.
Don't put yourself in those predicaments. You would have gotten fucking shot.
Yeah, you're mincing two different conversations, but
I am?
we did. Yeah,
Okay.
but we did have a conversation vaguely similar to that because you missed my call after that. You got off.
Oh.
But that's interesting. Yeah, yeah.
Well-
Tony and Jesus, they agreed he shouldn't have gotten shot. I'm like, we could walk this argument to terrible places, Tony. I don't think you agree, but okay.
I'm not down to go to this road. Another derailment, but moving on. We're classic derailment here.